Welcome to Dark Side of History channel, where the untold stories of the past come to life. So don't forget to subscribe and uncover the mysteries with us.
Last helicopter escape from Saigon. Desperate crowds scrambled for spots on the final helicopter during Operation Frequent Wind Evacuation in 1975 as South Vietnam fell to communist forces. This chaotic scene showed the panic and fear of people trying to escape before the enemy arrived to take control of the city. The helicopter evacuation became a symbol of America's difficult withdrawal from the Vietnam War. Vietnam medic hero Thomas Cole. Medic Thomas Cole tended to a fallen comrade near Da Nang in 1966 while he was injured himself and waiting for his own medical evacuation. This brave soldier put his duty to help others before his own safety and pain during the dangerous Vietnam War. His heroic actions showed the incredible courage and selflessness of military medics who risked their lives to save wounded soldiers. John Brower Minnick, heaviest human record. John Brower Minnick became the heaviest recorded human in medical history at 1,397 pounds and received treatment at University of Washington Medical Center in 1978. This extreme medical case required special equipment and a team of doctors to provide care for someone of such unusual size. His condition helped doctors learn more about obesity and the challenges of treating patients with extreme weight problems. Naval Life Jacket Early Testing. Sailors at Norfolk Naval Base tested early life jacket prototypes that looked like mattresses stuffed with plant fiber in 1917. These experimental safety devices were designed to keep sailors afloat if their ships sank during dangerous World War I naval battles. The testing helped develop better life-saving equipment that would protect thousands of sailors during wartime. Wisconsin School Corporal Punishment. A teacher administered strict disciplinary methods over a desk at Menomonee School in Wisconsin in 1905 when physical punishment was common in education. Students who misbehaved or failed to learn their lessons faced painful consequences that would be considered unacceptable today. This harsh discipline showed how different school rules and teaching methods were over 100 years ago. Hamburger Hill Paratrooper Evacuation. A U.S. soldier waited for evacuation during the Battle of Dong Ap Bia Hill, known as Hamburger Hill, in Vietnam in 1969. This fierce battle cost many American lives to capture a hill that was abandoned shortly after the costly victory. The wounded paratrooper represented the sacrifice of soldiers who fought in a controversial and difficult war. Apollo Mission Damaged Service Module. The severely damaged Apollo 13 service module was photographed from the lunar module after a dangerous oxygen tank explosion in 1970. This near disaster almost killed the 3 astronauts who had to use their lunar landing craft as a lifeboat to return safely to Earth. The damaged spacecraft showed how quickly space missions could turn from triumph to life-or-death survival situations. Female munitions workers, World War I. Women operated dangerous equipment at the National Filling Factory in Chilwell, manufacturing artillery shells during World War I in 1917. These brave female workers filled explosive shells with deadly chemicals while risking their own lives in factory accidents. Their work was essential for supplying the ammunition that soldiers needed to fight on the battlefield. Berlin Wall construction, family separation. Soldiers erected concrete panels on August 13, 1961, creating a 155-kilometer barrier that split families and divided East and West Berlin. This massive wall construction happened overnight and trapped people on the wrong side away from their loved ones for decades. The Berlin Wall became the most visible symbol of the Cold War division between communist and democratic countries. Military dogs with gas mask protection. Trained military dogs wore protective gas masks during World War II European exercise operations in 1944. These brave animals served alongside soldiers and needed protection from chemical weapons that might be used in battle. The gas masks showed how seriously military leaders took the threat of poison gas attacks during the war. Hollywood women's boxing rooftop match. Two women sparred in a boxing ring on a Paramount Studios rooftop in 1938, reflecting growing female participation in sports and entertainment. This unusual sporting event showed how Hollywood promoted new ideas about what women could do in sports and physical competition. The boxing match represented changing attitudes about female strength and athleticism. Messerschmitt fighter aircraft wind tunnel testing. German engineers tested the Bf-109 fighter aircraft in a wind tunnel at Göttingen facility in 1940 to improve its aerodynamic performance. This scientific testing helped German aircraft designers create faster and more maneuverable fighter planes for air combat. The wind tunnel experiments showed how engineering and science were used to develop military technology during World War II. Matilda tank assembly factory production. Workers fitted a gun turret onto a Matilda tank at a Ministry of Supply factory in England during 1941. These heavy tanks were built to fight German forces and required skilled factory workers to assemble the complex mechanical and armored components. The tank production showed how entire industries were converted to military manufacturing during World War II. William Shatner meets French angel wrestler. Actor William Shatner posed with Maurice Tillet, known as the French angel wrestler, whose acromegaly medical condition inspired the character Shrek in 1937. This meeting brought together a future television star and a famous wrestler, whose unusual appearance made him both a celebrity and inspiration for animated characters. Their photograph captured an interesting moment in entertainment history. Air Raid Fashion Show London. London fashion models showcased clothing adapted for bomb shelters featuring special hoods and gas mask compatibility during an air raid fashion show in 1939. These practical designs helped people stay fashionable even while hiding from German bombing attacks during World War II. The fashion show showed how creativity and style could continue even during the most dangerous times. Lenin's final photograph wheelchair. The final lifetime photograph of Vladimir Lenin showed the wheelchair-bound communist leader at his Gorky residence in 1923 after suffering multiple strokes. This sad image captured the decline of the man who had led the Russian Revolution and created the Soviet Union. Lenin's deteriorating health marked the end of an era and the beginning of Stalin's rise to power. Roger Fenton Crimean War photography. Photographer Roger Fenton set up his mobile darkroom carriage near Sevastopol during the Crimean War in 1855, creating some of the first war photographs. This pioneering photographer risked his life to document battlefield conditions and bring images of war to people back home. His work established war photography as an important way to show the reality of military conflict. St. Peter's Hospital bombing aftermath. Nurses cleared debris after German air raids damaged St. Peter's Hospital in London during 1941. These brave medical workers continued treating patients even when their own hospital was bombed and damaged by enemy attacks. The nurses' commitment showed how medical professionals maintained their duty to help people even during the most dangerous circumstances. Child oyster shuckers Mississippi factory in 1911. Children worked at Pass Packing Company in Mississippi in 1911, removing oyster shells for market distribution before child labor laws protected young workers. These kids performed dangerous and difficult work instead of attending school, representing the harsh conditions children faced before modern labor protections. The child workers showed how different childhood was when families needed every member to work for survival. Nintendo Hanafuda playing cards origin. Nintendo Company focused on handmade playing cards called Hanafuda in 1895, decades before their gaming revolution transformed entertainment worldwide. These beautiful Japanese cards were crafted by hand and sold for traditional card games before Nintendo became famous for video games. The early card business showed how companies can completely change their products while maintaining success. Titanic Iceberg Culprit Photograph. The iceberg believed to have sunk the Titanic was photographed miles south of the ship's last known position on April 15, 1912. This massive chunk of ice caused one of history's most famous maritime disasters when the unsinkable ship hit it during its maiden voyage. The iceberg photograph became evidence of the natural force that destroyed the world's most advanced passenger ship. Chinese sword swallower performance art. A skilled performer demonstrated sword swallowing in Weihai, China in 1922, requiring incredible breath control and precise blade positioning to avoid injury. This dangerous entertainment art form amazed audiences who watched the performer insert metal blades down his throat without harm. The sword swallowing act represented the extreme skills that traditional entertainers developed to make their